This is my scrap cards. So it's all made from like little pieces. So if you have little pieces in any paper, go for it. These are brilliant to make. So this is the box I came up with. All right, so we'll make a box. I'll show you how to make the box. And I've got like little things in it so you can pick it up, the top up real easy. And I've got the same card on the top. Well, it's not the same. They're all kind of a little different. Like they have different patterns. So I did use scraps for all of my bee paper. So I have 6 cards that we're going to fit in this box. And I have 5 made. And I have 6 envelopes made. So we're going to make the 6th card here. So I have this one. And then the envelope is the bees. Right? So let me put that down there. Oops. Yeah. And then I have this one. And the envelope is the stripes. So we can put that one down too. And then the third one. And the envelope is the gold bees. Right? And the 4th one. And the envelope is the dashes. And the 5th one is the stripes again, but this paper is different from this paper, and that is different from that. So it's a little different. And then we have that foil and black bumblebees on that one. And then the one we're going to do again is a little different, and this one was different too. So just mix and match all your scrap bits up, right? So that is 5 right here, and we're going to make the 6th one right now. So I wanted to show you how to do these scrappy ones, and I'll put my box right there for a minute, and we'll get started on our card. And this is the envelope. I've already made it. I put the honeycomb type paper on it. So that's that one for this card. So what you will need, I actually have measurements for you, but if you're using your scraps, just cut them out of your scraps, you know, like especially these little 1/4-inch pieces. All right, excuse me, I'm going to sit down. All right, so we'll have a Whisper White. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. Right, so that's your card base. Then you will need a piece of basic black, and this measures 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, then you would need a piece of Whisper White, and this is a bit off because I only wanted a tiny, tiny border. So you can do it at 4 3/4 by 3 3/4 if you like. Or I actually have 4 7/8 or 3 5/8 is the measurement I have. And I ran this through with the Coastal Weave embossing folder. But you can use any embossing folders you like. I just like the embossing behind it. It doesn't matter the folder. Use what scraps you have and what folders you have. Use what you've got. Alright, then you will need 2 little tiny pieces, and you can use them. We're going to do it this way. You can either use them as the black and white, or you can use them as the foil way, like so. Then you will need a piece 2 inches by 3 inches. And what I did here is, I've already done it, but I can show you here. Just chip off each corner, right? So just chip off the corners, or round your corners if you like. Alright, so that's going to go there, but it's going to go on dimensionals. I'll put it on dimensionals. And then we'll take the piece that is 1 1/4 inches wide by 3 1/2. So this is another piece, a little bit of scrap. And you can use it either way, but I think I'm going to use it the black way. And it just goes over this. So you put some dimensionals here and some glue or tape here, and then you just put it on there. So it's the same height here with the dimensionals, right? I'll show you as we go. Okay, then you will need stamp on a piece of scrap whisper white, the beehive, using, oh, sorry, I didn't tell you the back stamp set. This is the honeybee stamp set. So we used the beehive on this, and then we die cut it. And we die cut one of these, it's actually one, right? And I cut it up, cut it in half. So we die cut the honeycomb things, and the bee, I die cut a black bee, and I used a piece of Mango Melody to put the bee on, and then I just trimmed around it, fussy cut around it, all right, just so you could see the bee. So you will need a piece of Mango Melody scrap. I don't think I wrote it down. Well, it's about 1 1/4. Oh, I did, I think, right here. Yeah, 1 1/4 by 3 inch. All right, glue on here and then fussy cut it out. All right. Okay, then you'll need a piece of basic black, a circle, and this measures, let me see, 1 1/2 inches or 1 3/4 inches, and then this one is 1 1/2. And I stamped on here the small bee from the stamp set and the thank you from the stamp set. Right, so I'm not going to do that on camera because I think you know how to do it, right? And I did it in Memento Black, right? Because we have to make a box as well, so I'm going to try and go quickly. And then a small piece, like maybe 5 inches, 4 inches of ribbon, we're going to put on there, right? I've been working with green wet wipes today, and doing the wet wipe technique in Call Me Clover, so my fingers are green. Sorry about that. Okay, so we can put this aside right now, and we'll get started right away on our card. So I can adhere this with snail, or your adhesive of choice. You can use whatever you like. So we're going to put this, and this here. And not very even, am I? So I'm going to have to chop that off even so it looks like we don't make mistakes. So then we're going to glue this on here. I'm going to use tape, right? Stick it down in the center. That should be good. Don't worry about the top, all right, as long as these are even. All right. Now, again, we'll take the 2 smaller pieces. I think I'm going to use the black and white, like so. So, yeah. We'll take a piece of tape. Now we're using the other side. Yep. So we're using the gold with the black. Just stick it. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want to measure, you can measure down like a 1 1/4 inches, put it, and measure up 1 1/4 and put it. It's up to you. So, I'll wait. And just leave a little gap between them. That's good. I'll do it that way. I like that. Shows a little bit more gold. So 2 little scraps, 1/4 inch by whatever. You're going to cover that up, so it could be 1 inch. It doesn't have to be a huge piece. Then we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and put them on here in the middle. That and that. I do have some scrap ones to show you at the end that I did mostly with my paper pumpkin leftover bits from this month, and then the Tropical Oasis suite, and they came out really pretty too. So let's put it about 3/4 of an inch, show this, and just stick that one there. And then we'll take our other piece. Don't forget to chip off your corners. And we're going to put some tape up this side and some dimensionals on the other. like 3 dimensionals should do up here. Oops, come on off. I was making 4-leaf clover cards for an order I had from someone, and just trying out all different things. So yeah, my hands are a mess. Okay, so we're going to put this in probably about so, and then down. So it's even with this and even like dimensional wise. Okay, then we will take our little beehive with our little black hexagons. I'm going to use a little liquid glue for this. If I can get my cap off. There we go. Alright, you can use Tombow or whatever glue you prefer. Or if you want to use your snail, you can do that too. Oh, I've got to pick it up. So let's put this to the bottom like that. Should be good. And then this one to the top, like so. You just need a little bit. You don't need it hanging out. Don't leave it hanging out over your card. And then you can add some dimensionals to this too, to the right side. Oops, a minute. This side. All right, so put one there. And one up here. And I'll add a little bit more glue here, because it's going to stick to that. Alright, and then just layer that down there. Did I not take the things off? I didn't take the backings off. I was wondering why it's not sticking. Oh my goodness. Right, backings off. Okay, there, that's much better. Okay, now take your little bee, or your big bee actually, he's quite big. And we're going to put some glue on that side and a dimensional on that wing. Take off the back. Oh, too funny. And then stick him sort of like on an angle up to this corner. And he's on there. And then we will take our thank you and we'll stick a little glue on here. And adhere it here. There we go. And again, we are going to put a couple, 2-3 dimensionals on here as well. So one, because these are not very thick ones, they're not too bad. So oh, come on, my fingers are not working either. Right, so here we go. We'll put ribbon, forgot. We'll take some tape and take our little ribbon, like a cause ribbon. I'm going to put it like this, right? And we will put it down on our piece here, there. And we will put our thank you over it. So you just show the top. Although I did show a little bit at the bottom on the box, that's okay. So there's your card. And your envelope. I already did. So this measures 2 inches by 5.5. We'll cover that fine, and then you just trim, or you put it on here with tape, with adhesive, and then you open it up and you just cut around, and that's your envelope flap. Or you could stamp it with some of the honeybees or something, right? Just so everything coordinates. All right, so now I'm going to make the box. Okay, so what you need for so 9 1/8 and 7.5, and we're going to score at 1.5. The top is 6 1/8 by 4.5, and I've got 1 inch on the sides. So this measures 8 1/8. Sorry, 8 1/8 and 6 1/2. Right? So all you're doing is you're measuring how wide you want it and adding the depth on 2 sides. So 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 6 1/2. This is 6 1/8, 7 1/8, 8 1/8. So this will be 8 1/8 by 6 1/2. All right? And then you cut it up, up, and then miter in on both sides. But don't miter this, just your little flaps, okay? Your little corner flaps. Okay, I'm going to get my, whatchamacallit, and we're going to score. I wanted to show you this, just so as you know. This is the scoring tool, and we're going to do the bottom of the box. It's going to be 1 1/2 deep. So we're going 1 1/2 on each side, right? 1 1/2. And again. So all 4 sides, you have it measured at 1 1/2. Now, let me tell you how I did the top. The top is a little different. My upline is Connie Stewart, and she had this fabulous, fabulous clue, hint, whatever, on how to do the tops for boxes so they fit perfectly. And she used a piece of window sheet, and I have a patterned window sheet here. So this was like 3 inches long, like that way, and you can do it however long. I think it's about 8 this way, and then you score it at like 3/8 on here, 3/4, and then that is left over, and it fits right on the left side of your score tool, and it does not let you butt this totally up against. It's got a little gap in here, and it allows for a little gap for your lid. So you're not quite scoring at 1 inch. It's just a tad below on all sides when you're using this little tool against the edge of your thing. So thank you to Connie Stewart, my upline, for this brilliant idea to make boxes, because it actually works perfectly. Everybody should have one of these tools. So, right. So now let's make up our box. Okay, first we need to do this. So we're going to fold and burnish. Let me get a bone folder. Put that back. Fold and burnish. I will have all the measurements, everything you need, also on my blog. So you can visit there. And if you need any of the products I'm using, I'll have them listed below too. All right, so that is folded. My top is folded. Now we can cut. I think I'm going to use the big scissors. All right, so you want to cut up to your score line and then miter in and miter in. Well, let me get that a little better. Right to the score line. Then do the same on this side. Straight. And then miter in. And miter in. Pluck that out. There we go. I turn it all the way around. Cut. Miter. Miter. And again. Cut, miter, miter. All right, so that's the bottom of our box ready to go, and our top. So I'm going to use liquid glue. It might take a little bit to stick and dry, but it holds boxes really well. So we are going to use, I had it sitting up. I should have left it upside down. There we go. So a bit of glue on that, all the way to the edge. And this. So what I do is I tap it all the way across to get some glue on this other piece. And then I'll sit and I will just hold it for a few seconds. Make sure it's nice and even here. And do the same on this side. Tap, 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 tap. So you're getting it all the way to the edge of both. Hold it. And then take your bone folder and really squash it down. Right? So that's that side. And then we'll do the same with this. We're going to put some glue close to the edge and close to this edge. And let's tap, 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 bring it over, and hold till it sticks. And then do the same here, tap, 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 hold. Sorry if you hear the noise from downstairs. My son is baking. He's making macaroons. He made the best chocolate and caramel cake. Oh my gosh, yesterday. I'm like, you've got to stop baking, Scott. My gym visits are not going to be for naught. I have to stop eating his baked goods. But they're so good. His macaroons are out of this world. My gosh. Alright, so I think this is done. Alright, so that's our bottom of our box. Alright, so now we're going to do our top. Same way, you're just cutting it the same way and gluing it the same way. So let's get our glue. I should just do it all at once. Put the glue on. Yeah, let me do that. Make sure and fold and burnish all your edges. Make sure that it's nice and straight when you're cutting it too, right? So we're going to tap, 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 and adhere. Now, if you want, like you're making an extra card front basically for the top of your box so people can see what it is, unless you want to do a window sheet in there. You could do a window sheet so people could actually see the card, or you can put a card on top. So I just did a card on top. So you'll need another card for that, right, using your scraps. And if you're doing that, put that on here first before you glue all this together, right? Now let's tap, tap, tap this in. All right, so I can put my box aside. Right, should be good. And again, tap it in and tap, tap in. All right. Now, don't have that, it fits. There, now it fits there. Right? So, there. And put one of these just the front. You don't need to put the card on there. Oh, I forgot to decorate with gems. So, and then take a few gems with your pokey tool and set them on here too. I'll take the small ones. I like little ones. So put 1 and 2 and a bigger one for here. Right. And we'll do it there. Okay, so there's 3 gems. Okay, so that is our project for today, to make a 6-pack of thank you cards with matching envelopes and a box. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now let me show you some other cards I made with scraps and my paper pumpkin. Okay, so the first one, this is actually all from paper pumpkin. Right, yes. And it's like the 2 little 1/4 to 1/2 inch piece here, then that piece, and then that piece. And then I did a circle with a cake here, and I did a border on that. So yeah, it's basically about the same style, right? That's from Paper Pumpkin this month. Then I did this one with Paper Pumpkin and Tropical Oasis. So the two pieces, the one, and your focal point. And I embossed that with, and that one, with the Parisian Flourish. Again, I used my Paper Pumpkin and Tropical Oasis with a doily underneath. So, and here I have two pieces of the flamingo paper, here and here. Then I cut out some flowers from the DSP scraps I had, and I put some yellow enamel dots on it. Okay, this one too was from the Paper Pumpkin again, using that card. It's one of the cards in the Paper Pumpkin. And I cut out the little strips, the 2 by 3 inch piece. This is part of the envelope, so that's the 1 1/4 inch piece. I used a 2 1/4 inch circle, and I cut out the other side of the envelope. So that's envelope 2, and then a flower, and half of a doily, and I flipped it over. I don't know what color it is on the other side, but it's white on the other. All right, then again, okay, this was the Paper Pumpkin and the Happy Birthday to You stamp set. So I cut out the cake, I fussy cut it, colored it with blends. Same style, 2 and 3, 1 1/4. This is from Paper Pumpkin. This is not really the scrap one. It's actually just another Paper Pumpkin alternate. It's got that on it. A doily, I cut out the circle, and I did the inside. I forgot to show you the insides. I did a cake on that one. This one I did Celebrate Every Moment, and I did some scraps down in the corner. And this one I have Happy Birthday and some scraps down in the corner. And this one I did just scraps down in the corner. And this one I did Celebrate Every Moment and scraps down in the corner. Now these are not, well, this one is not stamping up. The label and the ribbon is, but the other pieces were just scraps. And this was me playing around. Oh, this was stamping up paper. The Petal Parade, I think. I can't remember the name of the paper, but it's got flowers on the other side. Right, I was playing around trying to do these scrap things, and I had watched a video on YouTube by It's Me, JD, and that's where I got the idea. She was using scraps. So, here we go, another one. This one was from the Bee set, and the rest was from the Tropical Oasis Memories and More cards. Little pieces of cards I had left over. And that is that card. So I've been on a scrap hike lately and using up lots of scraps and old stock of things. And I will have my drive next month, the month of April, for Cards for a Cause, which will be going to the Veterans Hospital in Biloxi, Mississippi. So these will go towards that. And I have a lot of help too with a lot of my customers and friends, and so that should be a good drive next month. I will keep you informed on how that goes. So anyways, my name is Janice LaRoche, also known as a Stamping Nana. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love you to. And if you have any comments, and please like. Have all my measurements on my blog for you if you need them, and all the products I've used and instructions. So thanks for watching, and you have a great evening. Thank you. Good night.